Hey, all right, let's troubleshoot for a second. Okay, so you've tried to tap on something, and like honestly, you're not feeling a lot of relief. And you're like, I thought this was the thing, Devora, so what am I doing wrong? All right, let's pick apart a couple of the issues, and at the end, I'll talk about some other techniques that might work for you instead, if this really just aren't the techniques for you. But I believe, and the research supports, that EFT will work for so many different things and really for the vast majority of people, right? So let's talk about some ways to troubleshoot. So number one, remember to be very hydrated. And remember, if you're using one of those techniques, the movie technique or the tell a story technique, to be very specific. You want to be as specific as possible about what you're tapping about. With the venting technique, you just vent, you go all out, you vent and vent and vent till you're done. But just remember, you're venting on kind of a wide array of stuff. So it's sometimes a little harder to kind of realize that there's been a shift, you know? But let's say we're talking about the ones that are very specific and you took an indicator, a stress indicator level at the beginning, and maybe it was a 10. You're checking back and maybe it shifted a little bit. Maybe it's like a 9 level stress, 8 level stress, but you're not getting the relief you want. All right, so let's talk about number one, make sure you're specific enough. Number two, make sure there really hasn't been relief. A lot of times we switch from one aspect of a problem to another and we don't even realize we're doing it. So, and I see this with clients all the time. They'll start tapping on the issue that they are really tapping on, like that, say, the time the boyfriend called them fat. They'll tap and tap and tap, like try to get it out. And then once that's shifted, they get very quickly pissed off about something related and go on a whole tapping cycle on that. And it's interesting to watch as kind of an observer because the person doing it doesn't realize they've done it. So it could be lots of tapping around. I can't believe they call me fat, that idiot. Like, I can't, and then it shifts to, I can't believe I put up with his behavior for so long. Like, what the hell's wrong with me? Like, why didn't I see that? Like, how did I, notice those are two different things. So sometimes if you stop the tapping then, you kind of tune back into how you're feeling and you're like, I'm still pissed off. I don't feel any better. But really, the specific thing you were tapping about has resolved, or at least has resolved somewhat. You can solve this problem by writing down the very specific thing you're tapping on and making sure you check back in at the end around that specific thing to see has it truly shifted or not. So being specific, making sure you're hydrated, and making sure again that you're keeping track of the different aspects that you're tapping on, okay? Next, let's talk about something uncomfortable. Self-sabotage. Okay, we've all done it. There are parts of us that want to protect us and sometimes are not super comfortable with us healing certain things. I'm not 100% on board with this working. And I gave you a great example of ending a relationship and you like consciously want to feel better. Like you deserve to just walk away, finally let this go and just feel good again. Like just get over him and stop carrying the baggage already, right? And you're trying to tap and you're trying to, let's say, do rest and you're still not feeling a lot of relief. And I'm just throwing this out here as a possibility. I've sometimes worked with clients who like actually aren't fully ready to let go of the pain and the anger. Why? Because maybe they get something from feeling righteously angry, right? Like, he doesn't deserve for me to be at peace about this. I still want to be pissed off. It's really fun to be angry. I really like to vent to my friends. There's a little part of me that kind of likes that, again, that righteous indignation. Maybe there's a part of me that doesn't want to heal it because if I don't have that like emotional charge, what if I make that same mistake again with somebody else? Like that would be some real subconscious stuff, right? Like, I don't know, all sorts of reasons why you might not really be fully ready to heal something. So just be open to that. We all do that. We all do that. I remember doing some tapping work around trying to expand my business, and consciously I was like, heck yeah, I want to expand my business. I want to reach more people and help more people. And then I realized I had a self-sabotagey piece, which was that based on some things I had seen as a child about work-life balance, I didn't think that I could expand my business and also like take care of myself and have decent work-life balance. So there was a little piece of me sabotaging my success and not fully wanting me to clear out any crap around that was stopping me from success, because I believed that if I was successful, it would mean, you know, that I would be really super busy and then not fully be able to have great self-care. I would run myself into the ground. I'd be exhausted. I wouldn't be around for people who I cared about, that kind of thing. You see it? So we have our subconscious desperately trying to protect us. And the solution there is to really sit with it and just be fully like thoughtful. Just sit there, kind of send that question in and say, am I 100% on board with wanting to heal this? Be quiet and see what comes up. And sometimes if you're really having trouble shifting something, the answer is no. There's a little part of you trying to keep you safe. There's something you're gaining from still having stress around that thing, or anger, or sadness. And then we got to talk to those pieces. It's a little weird, but talk to that piece and say, hey, I'm going to validate you now. I know you're trying to keep me safe. What do you want me to know? And then the decision is ultimately yours. Like, do you want to kind of give that piece a little hug and say, okay, I hear you. I'll keep that in mind. Like, I know you're concerned about my work-life balance. I get it. I promise you, I'm going to be careful with it. And now I'm ready to move on and let you go. Or maybe sometimes we're not ready to heal. That's okay too. Like, we don't have to heal everything. We can choose what we're ready to pass through and let go of, and what we're not, right? So self-sabotage is another reason why sometimes things won't work. And I want to just tell you that the last thing is that it might just not be your modality. That's why there's so many different modalities resonate differently with different people. And so check out the links that I'm going to include below. Super powerful. They do a lot of the same stuff here. They neutralize, big triggers, fight or flight, stress, and trauma. And there's amazing YouTube videos where you can learn these techniques. So if the ones that I've taught you don't resonate, please know there's more out there. All right, feel free to reach out with any questions, and I'm wishing you guys all the best with these. Bye for now.